Get you a pot. Heat it up. All right, so we're gonna lower this to probably medium low kind of heat. We're gonna be sauteing some vegetables in here very soon. Also off onto the side here, I have a 10-quart stock pot that I filled with 5 quarts of water. We've got that heated up as well, and we will get to it very soon. Now, over to my prepping area, I've got the stars of the show. So going into our stock pot will be 2 whole chickens, completely defrosted. Off to the right here, I have some vegetables that will also be going in our stock pot. 1 yellow onion, 2 carrots, and 1 stick of celery. I'll cut these up into some chunks and add them to the pot with the chicken. And there we go. Let's add it to the pot. Let's add in our chickens. 1, 2. I have to move that around in there. Whew, this water's already warm. I'll get some tongs and place that accordingly. And now our vegetables. Get in it. All right, so we're gonna let this come to a slight boil here, and a foamy layer will come to the top, and we'll go ahead and scoop that out. And then from there, we'll add some seasoning, cover it up, and we'll let it simmer. Now, while that is heating up, we're gonna get slicing on these bad boys right here. So what we have here is 1 green bell pepper, 1 yellow onion, 4 cloves of garlic, and 2 sticks of celery. Let's get crack-a-lacking. Choo! Hiya! Oh boy, it may not be pretty, but it is effective. Let's go. Okay, so back over to our stock pot. As you can see, we've got some foaming starting to rise to the top here, and I just like to get rid of this. This is just some impurities from the chicken. You know, we just take that out, so that way we got a nice, clean, clear stock right here. Bam. So just get all this out and keep going. Okay, so we've scooped out much of the foam here. Now we're gonna add some seasoning. We're going with 2 tablespoons of salt and 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up so that way I don't evaporate too much water. But once this reaches a rolling boil, I will lower it to a simmering heat. Now back over to my large pot off on the side, I will add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Once that has spread evenly, drop in your vegetables. And you already know, you scoop that in. There it is. Whoa, might even kind of let some of that steam out just a little bit. There we go. So it don't blow the lid off. Went ahead and lowered that to a simmering heat. So just so you guys know, we're letting this simmer for roughly an hour. Now these vegetables right here, you want to cook down for roughly 25 minutes. All right, we have cooked down these vegetables to a very tender consistency. We got some browning forming on the bottom of the pot, but that's okay. Right now, we're gonna go ahead and add 12 ounces of tomato paste. There we go. We're gonna blend that in. So we're going to continue sauteing for another 5 minutes. Okay, so we've been cooking this down for 5 minutes. Now this time we're going to go ahead and drop in 2 10-ounce cans of a mild rotel. I go with the mild because when it comes to tomato sauce, you can get things really kicking here. And as you guys know, I got some tiny mouths to feed, so that's why I go with mild. But hey, do your thing. If you want it kicked up a notch, get the regular. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and continue to saute this down for another 5 minutes. So we've cooked this down for another 5 minutes here, and at this point I like to take a slotted spatula and just kind of mash down my tomatoes in there. And you can use a potato masher, what have you. Just, you know, kind of keep mashing them down. This kind of brings some consistency. All these vegetables are very tender. Those tomatoes are tender. It's going to just really come together like a little pasty mixture. Okay, now that we've mashed that up, we're going to go ahead and add 2 28-ounce cans of some crushed tomato. Ooh, be careful with this. Splashes everywhere. Next, we will add 3 15-ounce cans of tomato sauce. Blend that around. Okay, so we are looking good here. At this time, we're going to go ahead and season this up. We got 1/4 cup of sugar. I know you think that's a lot, but trust me, it's going to help reduce the acidity of that tomato. Next, we got 1 tablespoon of parsley flakes, 1 teaspoon of basil, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, a dash of some red pepper flakes. Not much. You may want to leave this out if you want, but we like it. It gives it a little kick. And 3 bay leaves. Go ahead and blend all that in. I want to get them flavors mingling. All right, so go ahead and raise the heat at this point. And we're going to get this thing to like a slight boil. But be careful because it's so thick, it's likely to spit at you. So that's what I mean right about there. As you can see, it's coming in hot. So go ahead and cover it up at this point. Lower your heat to a simmering heat. And we're going to let this cook down for 2 hours, stirring it probably once every 10, just to make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. All right, our stock over here is done, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to run that through a sifter to get those reserve juices. So first things first, we got to get these chickens out of here. I'm going to try to do this delicately. Oh, yeah, look at that. Meat's coming off. All right, hang tight. Here we go. Oh, goodness. That's dangerous. We have removed our chicken, ladies and gentlemen, in which we will let that cool for a good hot minute until we break it all apart. For now, we're going to take this stock we have over here and we're going to run it through a sifter. All right, so we got our stock there. I had to sift it a couple times, but it's nice and clear now. You're probably wondering, what am I going to do with this? Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to boil my pasta in there. Woo, this is going to be good. Let's cover this up so that way not everything evaporates. Now, what I also did was, let me remove this lid right here. I removed a couple cups of this stock so that I can add it to the sauce. Yeah, I'm going to stir that around. There we go. Blend that in there. You might have thought that would thin it out too much, but trust me, it's going to be nice. It was a very thick sauce. And a little bit of chicken stock in there. Whoo, just going to put it right over the edge. There you go, look at that. See, it didn't thin it out too bad. Trust me, we just bringing more flavor profiles to this chicken spaghetti. Okay, so we cover this back up. Get on there and just keep cooking it down. So we've been cooking our sauce down for 2 hours now. We have our chicken pulled off the bone here. We're going to be adding that to our sauce. Let's go ahead and remove this. Ooh, yes indeed. Put that down ever so gently. And we're going to drop this chicken in. I would normally use 2 hands, but for the sake of video. Whoa. Oh, goodness. There we go. And don't worry if some of that looks pink there. Trust me, it's cooked. You know, the bloodline of chicken will do that. But we're going to cook it down some more anyway, so let's get that in there. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. A loaded down chicken spaghetti. Now we're gonna go ahead and cover this up. We're gonna still keep this on a simmering heat. If you find your bay leaves, go ahead and remove them, like this one right here. Ooh, ooh, that's hot. And I got 2 of them. There's one more lingering in there, but I'll find it. But at this time, we will go ahead and cover this pot up and just let that simmer down for another hour. Okay, so we got about 30 minutes left on our chicken and sauce. Meanwhile, we are heating up our chicken stock. And once this thing starts boiling, we're going to drop in our pasta. Got our stock boiling, so let's drop our pasta in. Ooh, get in there. I'm going to have to get that. Stir that around so that way it doesn't all stick together. We're just going to boil this according to the package directions. But boy, will it be flavorful.
Yeah. All right, y'all, let's do a little run through. I'm going to start it off humming. Home. All right, here we go.
It may not always be pretty, but it's effective.
Here we go, y'all. I'm dreaming of an Escalade, taking you on an escapade, ride from Paris to Rome.
Let's do this. Am I right? Oh, man. This is a kind of a fan favorite in our house. My wife, she loves chicken spaghetti. It's actually probably very popular throughout South Louisiana and maybe other parts of the southern region. Who knows? Maybe it's popular all over the country. I just know down here, we grew up eating this and it was amazing. Now look, I get that there is going to be people who make this and like to keep chicken on the bone and cook that down in the sauce. Do your thing. I like doing it this way because you're able to kind of cook the chicken off to the side, create that stock, allow the pasta to cook in that stock, and then your chicken's all deboned, and it's easy for people like me who are a dad and just want to like say, hey, here's your chicken, eat up. So, you know, all in all, I'm happy with how it came out, and I'm ready to take a bite. Let's do this. Man, I tell you what, I love this sauce right here. I make this sauce for my lasagna. I do it for my ground meat spaghetti, spaghetti and meatballs, all videos that I have out there you can find on my YouTube channel. And I love this sauce. It usually comes out really good. Whoo, boy, that chicken is tender. This is still stupid hot right now though, so I'm not really wanting to take a bite just yet. I'm procrastinating, as you probably would say, but who cares? Let's do it. Man, there's an unbelievable amount of flavor throughout this entire dish right here. I mean, the pasta itself, you honestly could eat it on its own. It's very flavorful. You know, it's picked up that rich flavor of the stock, but you know, the saltiness as well. And then the sauce is just really good because it's been cooking down for a long time. The chicken's super tender. You almost can put this bite in your mouth and just swallow it. I do not recommend that, but that's how tender everything is. Man. I am looking forward to when one of you guys make this and tell me how it comes out, because I really like it. It's just so good. I really love Italian food. I like Asian food too. I like pretty much anything. Obviously, you guys have seen that with me. I'm a food guy, but I really do love Italian food. I think it's the pasta. You know, I just love pasta. But a really good sauce that's been cooking for a long time, man, it's just so unique on its own, you know? Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we have knocked it out. Chicken spaghetti. I hope you give it a try. Hope you like it. Let me know what your take is on it. But all in all, I think you'll be happy. If you like chicken and you like spaghetti, throwing them together is quite the enjoying meal. But other than that, I got nothing else for you. Thank you all once again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Y'all couldn't get away without me biting into this bad boy.
Don't mean that much to me, 'cause I got higher definition in my reality. Ta-tone.